you ever get the feeling that something can always be more and better? Like you do something and you always feel like there's more to it? We are nearly fully content. Something could always be better. So this week I joined a book club and we have been covering a bit of resolutions, that kind of a thing. And this week we're covering on how to be content, like a resolution to be content. And so I'm like, wow, what's the root of actually this contentment? So we're going to dive into that. Some of the resources that I'm using are a book. I've listened to it, not fully yet, but it's a book called A New Earth by Eckhart Tolle. So in the book he talks about the concept of the ego, having the ego. So what's the ego? It's a mental construction we have created about ourselves, our self-image. And these are beliefs that we have towards our personality, our talents, our abilities. So it likes to hide in places of I, mine. Like you can say, I'm strong, I'm a hard worker, I'm an introvert, I'm an extrovert, I'm a creator, I'm a visionary, or I'm an artist, or I'm this. So the ego likes to hide itself. I'm this, mine, my car, my phone, my clothes, my family, my life. It likes to hide in the I am me. So it's silently hidden in the things that we say. It's in our subconsciousness. It's a mentally constructed image about ourselves, our personality, beliefs that we have about ourselves and personality, and it hides in that, and we are subconsciously not aware of it. So it has a few aspects about it, and the first aspect is identity. It likes to attach itself to things, my this, my school, my family. Like it's like attaching itself. Let me give you an example of a child growing up. They'll be like, this is my toy, and when that toy gets broken, they are hurt because they have a certain attachment to the toy. But if it was another child's toy that broke, it may not have affected them that much. So you grow up and these become like, okay, from my toy to my house, my home, my life. Like it becomes, that's where it can be. It's a characteristic of it. And then the other thing, the ego likes to label. Like it labels those people, the rich, the poor. It likes to label, put labels on things. And if you don't put labels on things, okay, like you can put a label like a cup. What if you didn't know it was a cup? So it likes putting labels, and it finds validity in labels. Because let me say you go downtown and you buy a certain cloth. You may buy from a certain store, let me say Woolworth, simply because you know it's for the rich, or it has a certain standard that you'd want to be part of. So it can identify itself with it can be in different dresses, different standards or statuses. So you can buy from that store or Mr. Price simply because it holds a certain standard. But imagine those clothes become more common and it's like for everyone, then you look for something more. So it has that attached labels. Other aspects about the ego, it likes complaining, either silently, verbally, or outwardly. So it can complain outwardly, you can complain to yourself outwardly, and this, if you find yourself complaining about something, so just know that the ego is hiding behind that. Whether you do it mentally, like to yourself, oh, why am I this? Why am I slow? Or why am I this? So just know it's hiding somewhere there. Is this like this? Why aren't you doing this? So the aspect is comparing. You can be like, those people are rich, those people are awesome, or they are fantastic, they are bright, they are intelligent. So it's like comparing, okay, my life is like this, her life is like this, why is my life like this? Okay, that's a complaining bit, but it's like comparing, like, okay, her hair is long, her hair is short, or her dress code is superb or something. So it's like the comparison, like the ego hides in such things. So it creates a sense of dissatisfaction. My body is like this, I don't like the way some of our body insecurity is like, oh, my stomach is big, or my legs are this. So it likes that. And the other final aspect that I have learned about the ego is that it's never satisfied, and it always wants reward. And then since you can never get reward all the time, it's never satisfied. Wow. So the ego, it hides in different things, and it's part of us, and we can't fully let it go because it always appears in our life, and it always appears. But then we have to learn in a way to reduce its presence in our lives. And how do we transcend it? How do we let it go? That calls us to a point of being aware of it. When you're aware of when it appears, when you're aware of the times you can be like, oh, why don't I have better this? You realize that if you're aware of it, you react differently. So the first step in transcending the ego is being aware of it. When it appears, even in conversations, when you're getting hurt, it's actually the ego that gets hurt. My last video was about that. I hope you caught it, and if not, you can actually go and watch it. So the ego can appear in our conversations, get hurt, and it's like it's what speaks. So being aware of its presence is a key to transcend it, to make it less in our life. Like being aware of it, that's one of the ways. And also the other way is humility, being selfless. And because most of the people, like with Christianity, we overcome the ego with learning the culture of selflessness. Like you put others first, in a way, that humility of stepping into other people's shoes to get to know what actually is going on and not putting ourselves first. It's actually a way of transcending the ego. And then the other way is being more open and more honest. For example, let's say a friend, like most of the times a friend texts you like, how are you? Or a friend calls you like, how are you? And you be like, I'm okay. Yet the actual reality is that you're actually not okay. And that is the ego trying to put up a certain image, to maintain a certain image that you've already put up. Oh, she's always happy, she's always this. I see that a lot in my life. Someone asks you, how are you? Oh, I'm okay. But because that is in actual sense, sometimes like recently I noticed like, okay, am I really okay? So it tries to maintain that image. Oh, Belinda is always happy, Belinda is always okay. Yet in actual sense at that moment you're not. So the other way of transcending it is being more open and more honest with the people around you to help you. And the other thing is contentment. Like write down, because when we're going through the book club, one of the things that I learned is that I had to finally like understand which areas of my life am I not content in, and then be aware of them. The first thing, why am I not? So find a way to be content, and that's called you to write a gratitude list if possible, or write down the things that you're grateful that God has done in your life, and look at the list of the things that he actually has done and the things that you're actually hoping for. You realize that he actually has done a lot. So transcend the ego is practice a habit of gratitude, like towards the things you already have in your life, before you want more and more and more and more. We always want more and more. Unnoticedly, we actually always want more. Another way to transcend the ego is finding value in the things that we do. If you say, I'm an artist, or I'm a teacher, or I'm a civil engineer, we ought not to say these things from a point of pride and the title, the prestige. Yeah, so you find a selfless way living and serving people through that service. One of the ways also to let go of the ego is being in the present, being in the now. And this is really a way to actually let it go, because it's always thinking of the future or combining the past. You should have done this, or you should be here, but then you should settle down and enjoy every season of your life. Like every time, outline the things that you are going through now. What are you going through? What are you rushing through? What did you rush through? Like acknowledge that. Enjoy the seasons, enjoy the time, enjoy the present. That is another way to transcend in general. In transcending the ego or letting go of the feelings of discontentment and all that, is that we have to learn to let go of a polished image of ourselves, that self-made up image of ourselves or identity, and then learn and love and accept ourselves for who we really are. If you are in this state, accept where you are and embrace it. And it's not completely, okay, I wouldn't say like completely letting go of ambition and wanting to be better, no, but then having a sense that these things don't control you or shaping our lives. We ought to learn ourselves and everything, but then be aware of our egos and know that they're actually good servants but very bad masters. And so in case you've loved the video and you have learned something, please do subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe and share it with loved ones. So Simply Life and Truth, signing out.